We are recording. All right. Thank you everyone for getting on tonight to our call, which is opened up to our Honeybees team and to our awesome, wonderful customers and friends and family. So for those who don't know me, if you're joining us as a guest, my name is Danielle Calavito. I am a qualified national marketing director with the Juice Plus company, and it is my honor and privilege tonight to be sharing this call with a very dear friend, Dr. Anthony Sayegh. And Dr. Tony and I go back over 10 years. I don't remember exactly how long, but he was introduced to me actually through my father, Peter, who I'm glad is on the call with us tonight as well. He was seeing Dr. Tony for some of his health-related issues. And at that time, I myself was suffering from chronic migraines, actually. And I had no idea why. I kind of was at a point where I didn't even know what to do about it, and I wasn't really doing anything about it, quite frankly. And my dad kept saying, you need to go see Dr. Tony. I really think you need to go see Dr. Tony. And, you know, I believe very much in your own personal timing. And when the timing was right for me, I picked up the phone and I made a call. I will never forget that day. Sure enough, my dad was actually in the office when I made my first appointment. And I'm forever grateful that I did actually take that step and made that call to improve my health and help those migraines. And not only did Tony help me to have those migraines forever go away, I don't even remember the last time I've suffered a migraine, but through that, we actually fostered a relationship. And he is just one of those people that I feel completely blessed to have in my life and to know, as well as his wife, Karen, who is an amazing acupuncturist. They work together in their office. And, you know, flash forward a few years, we went many years without seeing each other, but it was actually this past year through the beauty of Juice Plus. I think Juice Plus has brought so many blessings into my life. There are reasons that it brought Dr. Tony and his wife, Karen, back into my life. And so not only have I been going back to see Dr. Tony and Karen, my children have been going to see him as well. They love going to see Dr. Tony. They feel so good when they leave. I feel so good every time I leave. You know, and we're all on this personal journey to heal ourselves, to help ourselves, to live a healthier life. And I hope through tonight you're able to take something away where you can take a step, whatever that needs to be for you, to help improve your life. And so Tony and Karen, they have their practice in White Plains, New York. It's Thrive Holistic Wellness. And I won't keep going on. I just want to turn it right over to Tony because we want to be mindful of the time, but I do appreciate everyone getting on tonight. So give me one moment and I'm going to switch a spotlight video and turn it right over to Dr. Tony. So, okay, there we go. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Is it ready?
You're ready. We can hear you. It's awesome.
All right. Well, I felt very honored when Danielle had asked me to come on and to share with you guys. And I know that Juice Plus is part of a bigger vision than just supplying nutrients to people. It's about, I mean, as Danielle said it to me when she had asked me to come in, it's about changing lives and impacting lives. And, you know, we've had the opportunity to impact each other's lives over the years. And there's some powerful things that are, you know, just basic facts about health that a lot of people don't know about. And when you take the time to meditate on it or explore what is really going on there, whenever you have struggles going on anywhere in your life, it's your life is worth putting the time in. You're worthy of investing whatever time it takes. Yes? Oh, so you're worthy of investing whatever time it takes just to take a closer look at things and see what actually is going on. And the bigger vision is really to empower and to help others overcome. And so when she asked me to share this with you guys, it's you know, whenever there's truth, whenever there's a deep truth that it's like not one person's opinion or another person's opinion, but something that if you asked 1,000 people from different cultures, different backgrounds, different beliefs, it doesn't matter. The same question, and 1,000 people all give the exact same answer. That means it's a basic common sense truth. And so that's what sets you free. That's what empowers you. And the truth is, I was a successful holistic doctor, and I was giving myself a ton of nutrients. I was exercising, meditating, prayed every day. And I found myself in a situation that way too many people find, where I had doctors telling me that I had cancer. So I was 35 years old. I had 2 kids at the time, and no one was really giving me answers. They just told me what I needed to do. They were pushing chemotherapy on me, and they wanted to amputate like a big section of my gut. And I remember the first time I went through that. I'm sure, see, whenever anybody gets diagnosed with something, the very first time, before they get waxed over and years of things, as people get older, if you don't find out why your body's breaking down, you kind of get like shelled over a little bit, and you just start to expect it as normal. But the very first time, you're like, how could this happen to me? I don't understand, especially with what I was going through. It was life-threatening. They said I wasn't going to live. They kept calling my house, telling me this wouldn't go away, that they were calling my house 6 times a day. And there was a part of me, I just wanted to know what caused this. I just wanted to know, I was doing everything that I thought was the right thing to do. And yet here I was, and I know I'm not the only one. A lot of people out there, this is, you guys are in an amazing business to be in right now, because I mean, you can't drive more than 5 minutes without running into someone who's sick and on medicines, and that means their organs aren't doing their job. That means their body is actually breaking down and failing, and they need the truth. And that's why I feel very blessed to be able to share this with you, because when I got to the root cause of why my immune system was failing. See, my body, your body, it has an amazing immune system. It kills cancer. It's doing it right now and fighting infections and things. And it's, your body knows how to get rid of toxins and how to flush everything out and reproduce wherever it needs to. And when it's not doing that well, and when toxins are building up and abnormal cells are dividing in a increasingly toxic environment, while at the same time, the immune system, my protection against cancer was decreasing. And no one told me what was going on or why. It caused me to suffer a lot. And it took me a long time to overcome it. And there was a time where I wasn't sure if I was going to make it or not. And the truth be told, it's my kids that got me through it, because they give me the strength and the courage to not give up when I was suffering for so long. So now I get to share with you that basic, bigger vision and how everything works together, because there is an amazing wisdom inside each and every single one of us. And your body's ability to make new heart cells right now, new lung cells, new stomach cells, your body even makes its own chemotherapy, its own natural chemo, which is pretty amazing. It's making interleukins and interferon and antineoplastins and all these other chemicals that we check for in the blood. And this is body's natural chemo. And it doesn't kill any of the good cells. It only gets the bad cells. And it's just, unless you get the synthetic one that they inject in you. And it's just, if you can get to the root cause, we're going to discuss that a little bit today. It changes everything. And Juice Plus is a big part of helping people. Because when we're talking about the root cause, when we're talking about the difference between whether, like for me, whether I was going to live or not, it had to do with whether I can get my body functioning the way it needed to function again. I had to get it to, something changed inside me. My body wasn't working the way it was supposed to anymore. It was breaking down. And no one was telling me why it was breaking down, why it was failing. All they're telling me is, you have cancer, you need chemo, you need surgery. And that's not what I wanted. I wanted something better than that. They wanted to cut out big, it's not a happy memory. However, it has turned into a big blessing in my life. And that is where, when you really get to the root cause of what's going on and you address it, it really becomes such a huge thing. My office used to be called Holistic Healthcare, and we changed the name to Thrive, because I realized that when you're really on track with that inner wisdom, that inner voice inside, that knowledge that's in your brain that knows how to, there's information for how to rebuild, how to repair, how to make healthy new cells. My body wasn't doing it, and I was dying because of it. And that's the main key. And when you give people Juice Plus, you know, there's so many people that are in there. See, that inner voice inside you is going to tell you. See, we talk about getting connected and making sure that wisdom is able to flow properly to every organ, cell, tissue. Because, I mean, we know if I was to cut some of these nerves here, things die. If my brain stopped sending signals, nothing would live. And that's not an opinion. That's a fact. Well, that information wasn't being expressed to every cell. And that's what we call the root. See, if I could restore the normal function back to the way it was when I was 10 years old, if you're going through challenges or you know someone, if you can get that wisdom back to the way it was being expressed earlier, full expression of life, then problem solved. So we're talking about the root cause. Is the one thing that, you know, if you correct it, then the problems are gone. Because if that malfunction, if that diabetes, that heart disease, that cancer, whatever it is, isn't going away, then you didn't succeed at accomplishing that goal. You didn't restore that normal function. So we know that that's the root, and it takes you to a special place. There's a wisdom inside you that's bigger than you, bigger than me, bigger than all of us. It knows how to make healthy cells out of, you know, it's making new eyeball cells out of what you ate for lunch today. So that wisdom inside you has a voice, and it's about getting connected to that feeling inside. When you're stressed and tense, you know, there's a battle between stress and inspiration in our life all the time. And we're meant to take whatever gifts of knowledge that we're blessed with and share it like we share with our children. We just want to teach them and help them have the best life possible. Mm-hmm. And we want to share that with others. It's the same reason why Danielle opened this up to the community. And she's like, it's not just about my team, it's about the community. And I'm like, hey, I'm with you. Let's do this. And that wisdom, and see, the fastest way to get disconnected from it, let's talk about that first, is all that mental chatter that we have going on inside. Maybe we're not good enough, or you got to work harder, you got to try harder. A lot of times we do it to ourselves. We're hearing there's that voice that kicks in and just wants to talk, that's letting you know what it thinks and what other people should be doing and or saying, and how they should be acting or reacting, or what other people in the world are supposed to be doing. See, that's the fastest way to get disconnected from that inner voice. And the thing is, that inner voice there, your inner being is so supportive of you. And it's about being connected to who you are, to that inner being. So that inner voice, the only thing that wants to do is express love. It wants you to know that you're supported, that you're tended to, that you're catered to. It wants you to know that you can do it. You're worthy. You're literally worthy of this, whether you want to call it Mother Nature or this natural wisdom of life that's inside you, of that power, that greater intelligence, actually focusing on you in your life right now and working towards your behalf and coming up with solutions. I mean, we see people hopeless all the time. You don't understand. The doctor said this, the doctor said that. I'm like, well, thank God that, you know, the doctor's not an expert in the cause of your condition. And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, he's an endocrinologist, or he's a gastroenterologist, or he's whatever. And I'm like, yeah, isn't his expertise the management, right? He's an expert in, his area of expertise is the diagnosis and treatment of that condition with drugs and surgery. Ask him what changed in your body, what caused that condition, why now? They'll have no clue. They'll say, we don't know. And so there's hope there in the truth, because it's like, why are you losing hope in a healthy future? You're meant to have a future and hope and abundance in your life and peace in every area of life that's important to you. And here we are losing hope. And we have so many family and friends and people around us that never even took time to get to that root and see what's really going on there. And when you take Juice Plus, when you're giving nutrients to people, you're actually increasing that expression of life. See, the bigger vision here is to tend to the spirit. People are feeling disempowered. You want to increase your sales? Help people believe in themselves first. Help them know that they're meant for something more. This way they start taking care of themselves, take care of their body. So it's about, if they're losing hope, it's about understanding that. And that's why we're blessing everyone on this call to help them understand more about that cause. But there really is a battle between stress and inspiration. And when inspiration's flowing through, you're not getting tense. You're not building up all those stresses and tensions and tension on your nerves. And you're feeling empowered, and you're feeling thankful and joyful and just fulfilled because you're sharing with others, and everyone deserves that. And you're experiencing more success and abundance because it just, like a magnet, it just pulls people in, the right ones. And when you go ahead and you take someone who's feeling hopeless and you let them know, you're able, if you empower yourself with the knowledge well enough to understand it completely, it's going to not only bring you hope, but you get to share faith and hope and love with others and help them, just recognize, hold on a second, before you go on giving up on that healthy future of yours. I mean, way too many people are getting sick, dying early. There's so many people out there that are sick and their bodies are breaking down even when they don't understand it yet. Like for me, for example, I didn't know I had cancer growing in my body for years. And every time I went back to the doctors, they're telling me, for a checkup, blood test, they're telling me I'm healthy. They're telling me I am healthy. And this is the same test that you get. This is the same test everyone's getting. It's the way the world does things. They do blood tests, and we want to believe it. And we're just like, oh, doctor said I'm healthy. And no one's doing the special tests to see if things are literally breaking down inside, if there's any decay, damage, and it's impossible. It's absolutely impossible to actually be healthy if things are deteriorating and breaking down inside your body. And instead of looking for that, they just want to say, oh, you're out of balance here. And by the time you shows up in the blood, you're already being diagnosed and put on all these poisons, and it's ridiculous. So you're meant for more than that. And everyone is. So it's about, the more you really get to understand that, the more it changes your life, and the more you can bless others and empower them. And when you go ahead and you share that with people, it's not just because people will come up with doubt in their heart, and you're like, hey, you can do this. You have a bright future. You can overcome these challenges. See, that's, for me, I was working so hard, pushing, sharing, doing things. And there was frustrations building up in me, and there was challenges building up in me. And I felt hopeless sometimes, but I would keep battling it. See, I was the kind of person that would never give up with the things I was working on in my life. So instead of giving up on my dreams, I kept fighting, and what was breaking down was inside me. So if we were to think about what was winning the battle, inspiration or stress, it was stress. And things were breaking down. And thank God that I found the knowledge at the right time before it was too late, just in the nick of time, and it saved my life. And I got the tumors to go away. No chemo, no surgery. It wasn't easy. It wasn't painless, but it did save my life. The truth saved my life, and I committed to it. And it's about that. And sometimes when you go ahead and you share it, giving people, we say, oh, the soil's not, doesn't have the same nutrients anymore. The foods aren't getting the same nutrients anymore. And people are feeling hopeless and all this. It takes us to go ahead and share with people, hey, you know what? You're to connect with that inner voice and share that and help them connect to theirs. Hey, you're provided for. It's okay. Look at this. Look at Juice Plus. You can get all natural, God-made, natural grown ingredients, fruits, berries, vegetables. You can get what you need. You can do this. And sometimes if any doubt comes up, though, some of the challenges that comes up, oh, well, so-and-so did this, and then, how come they didn't get better? So you're going to have lots of stories of people who got better with Juice Plus, and then you're going to have some stories about people who didn't. And the question is, why? And what's the difference? When you fully understand that, and you understand the cause, and you understand what causes that, you're going to be so much more empowered to keep people empowered, to keep them in faith, have them take the first step, say, hey, let's just make sure your body has what it needs, more of those nutrients. Let's make sure it's detoxed right, make sure it's supported properly. And if you're not sure what's going on, see, once you have the knowledge, you'll be able to share that with them. And what else to look for? It's your brain and nerves, by the way, that controls everything in your body. And one of the things Danielle wanted me to do is to see how we can bless you guys and leave you with something there. Remember, that inner voice is telling you you're provided for. You have absolutely nothing to worry about. All you have to do is follow it. Stay connected. But that mental chatter comes in, and we get, this thing of what about this, and shouldn't this be? And it's a place of peace. It's a place of faith. And what we're doing is helping others to believe. And it's not just you're not preaching. You're just connecting to such a powerful common sense truth. It's like, how can you give up when you didn't even look to see what was causing things to break down in the first place? See, that inner voice just says, listen, just trust more, surrender more, love more. It's why I make time to meditate. And I make adjustments. I take time to free up my nerve system from all the daily stresses. I mean, I have about 300 people a week coming to see me, and there's all they bring their stresses of the world, all that chatter, and then I help them reconnect back to that power, and they're seeing miracles in their life. And the point is, that's everything you need to see a miracle you have inside you already. It's about getting connected, and if there's any type of stuff going on inside, you can't feel that stuff. You can't feel things breaking down until even when it shows up in the blood. Aren't there some people that it still hasn't shown up in the blood, but they know things are wrong? They know something. I mean, I meet a lot of people that they know things are breaking down in their body, and they say, I went to the doctors, I did all the tests, they can't find out what's wrong. That means all the tests are still showing up normal, and you know something's breaking down inside. So there's special tests that we do. Danielle asked us to bless you guys there's special technologies that we've invented. As I was saved and I was inspired to go ahead, and it just changed my whole life. Cancer actually saved my life, because here I was I was doing it holistically, natural. I'm pretty good at it. But this now is, I mean, what we're sharing with people is so powerful. It's literally changing the way that people take care of themselves from the inside out, the way they take care of their families. And you know what it is? It's just sharing that truth with people. Let me show you what was going on. Let me take that time with you. Let me show you what's going on inside, how you can tell if everything's really okay. How can you tell if your kids, if there's something getting weaker and weaker? You know, you can wait till they're 16 and having allergies, or 20 and having more problems. There's actual ways to check and see if their body is supporting things properly, or if it's overwhelmed and breaking down inside. And so that's the test that I had spoken with Danielle about afterwards, and we want to bless you guys. I know we're kind of running out of time, and I want to leave time for a few questions. But the point is that there are no worries when you go ahead and you take that time to connect to that inner voice. You have what you need. And when it comes to increasing your job is not just to share or to sell nutrients through Juice Plus. It's to help people start believing themselves and to never give up hope. And when you do that, you're going to see your sales just increase, and you're going to realize everywhere you go, there's a ton of people who need that. And you're going to just see abundance start flowing into your life. You're meant for abundance, health, wealth, and everything else. So I'm going to give it back over to Danielle. I just want to thank you all for giving me the time to share my experiences and what we've been doing. And Danielle and I have something. She's going to take over, and I'm going to have to head on out over here. But Danielle is going to make a list or something. I don't know, however Danielle does it.
However I do it.
We're going to set up a special time so that for the people on this call, so that you can see, the tests are expensive. They're actually, if you were to do it in a hospital, they would charge thousands of dollars. There's a wellness breakthrough consult where we give you insight as to what it is you're looking for, and what and why and how, and why is it that things get sick, and what is it you need. So then we go ahead and we actually offer the actual test. There's different types of tests and scans and things that can actually help you see if your body's struggling inside or not. And that's pretty amazing and special right there, because you can't feel it all the time. Then we even take advanced biostructural corrective pictures to see if there's actually decay. How long have things been going on inside? You'll get, in other words, we save lives. We see this is powerful, and it changes lives, and it'll change yours. And so we're blessing everyone with that. Danielle has the information, and we'll set up a special time for anyone on this group. All you have to do is just follow her instructions, whatever she tells you, and we're going to make sure everyone can get taken care of. It was a blessing being here with you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tony, so much. That was awesome. If anybody has a quick question, we might be able to take one question, maybe two. You are probably on mute. I may have even muted you. If anyone has a question, feel free to just unmute yourself. Let me go so I can see everybody.
Of course, I have a question.
Yes, Chrisanne.
Danielle, you knew I would probably. Hi, Dr. Tony. Thank you so much for that. I actually am going to cry because this is hitting home. I tore my carotid artery about 3.5 years ago, and it wasn't healing properly for a while. And then I was on Coumadin. It was over a year, and I was told it was not properly healing. And then, like 3 months later, all of a sudden, it healed. And the doctor told me, the vascular surgeon, I had gone to my neurologist for months.
So it did heal.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It took a while, but it did finally. And it was like a miraculous thing, because one month it wasn't, and then 3 months later it was all healed. And you know, I went through a lot emotionally, physically too, but emotionally. And I really had my faith that got me through it. And like you said, my kids, and just that I felt I was too young and I was going to get through this, and I did. But I saw my neurologist at first, and then I saw a vascular surgeon because I wasn't getting the answers from the neurologist that I wanted. And then the vascular surgeon had said to me the day that he told me that it was healed, told me to come back in about 4 years, because usually they start to see things may happen around that time. And I was so happy that he said I was healed that I didn't ask him any other questions. I did not want to know anything else. So my question to you is, these tests that you do, would you be able to see anything that's maybe going on or not going on, or if it's healed still, or?
Absolutely. So there are specific, the tests that we do the thing is, everything in your body, your nerves, actually, your brainstem right here, like this is the Christopher Reeve area over here. You know who Christopher Reeves is?
Yep.
He broke that top bone.
Yep.
Everything in his body shut down. His heart shut down. They gave him a pacemaker. His lungs shut down. They had a machine to breathe for him. Are you aware of who Christopher Reeve is? You know?
Yes.
I don't know if you ever saw him on TV. His intestines shut down. He had to pee through too. He was paralyzed from the neck down. Now, if you ever saw him on TV, you'd see that he wasn't in pain.
Right.
He had that information was being blocked off, and there was no pain. And that information is what has to get to that carotid artery. Your carotid artery is actually a smooth muscle. It's a muscle. And muscles can heal and they repair all the time. Now, there's a balance between life and death in the body. Old cells die off, new cells take their place. And if that wisdom is not being expressed enough, then you combine that with the other stresses of like fried foods and other stuff, things that can cause more damage to the arteries. But the truth is, you ever notice how some people can eat all the crap they want and stay healthy? Yeah. It all depends on if that wisdom is your body adapting well enough. And if not, that's what these tests help you do. These tests will help you see if you're doing it. And if your body's struggling inside, that's a special test, because your body, the way it works, it's always working for your benefit. And it's if your body's struggling, one thing, your body will prioritize. Like one thing starts to get better, but then something else gets worse, then something else gets better, then something else gets worse, then both get better, but a new thing comes up because your body's struggling. That should give you hope right there that your body knows how to be well. And you can see all that worldly chatter. Here he is saying your body healed. We don't know how it happened, but thank God it happened. We know how it happened. Your body's wisdom started being expressed there, and thank God it did. And we don't know what you did to get that, but your body started making healthy cells. If not, it wouldn't be healthy.
Right.
And he's over there starting to put fear, doubt, and disbelief. Make sure you come again in 4 years, though, because by then, whenever someone gets better, he doesn't even know what happened and what caused it. And he's putting this fear and disbelief into you. But definitely, you don't want to ignore the fact that something caused it right from the beginning. And you just want to give thanks that it went away. And these tests will actually help you see, is there any damage happening to those nerves that give life to that carotid artery? But it's also going to help check everything. I mean, why wait till something fails? So
I mean, I'm grateful that I have Juice Plus in my life, and that's my why and my passion with sharing with others, because it just changed the whole dynamic of my health, and so I'll probably come see you.
That's awesome. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Me too. Does anyone else have a quick question? We're just a couple minutes over right now. And if not, that's okay too.
I have a question.
Okay. Valerie?
Dr. Tony, I'm overweight.
Mm-hmm.
And I have done so many different things. Will these tests help me lose weight?
Have you tried the Juice Plus cleanse?
Okay, here's I may have to do a different kind of Juice Plus cleanse. I did do I was doing 2 shakes a day. I did the 30-day, I can't remember what we called it.
Transform 30.
Transform 30. I did the I gained weight. Okay? So I came to the conclusion that my body doesn't like soy.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped doing the shakes and I lost the weight. And then, so there's something going on. I know that there's some things my body doesn't like. And because I'm overweight, I'm also diabetic now. And I know if I lost the weight, I wouldn't be diabetic. And I have been studying nutrition. This is not new to me. You know, I have been working this for probably the last 2 years. So I know part of it is stress. I'm a yoga instructor, so I know about meditation and I know Jesus. And so, but I'm like, and I know I don't get the quick, easy answer either. It's going to be hard work for me to lose this weight.
Well, is the major concern the weight or the diabetes? Like what's the biggest?
The weight, because I can't be as physically active as I want to be.
Yeah.
I'm like 56 years old and I feel like I'm 80 some days. I'm tired, but I'm physically exhausted because I'm carrying all this extra weight and I shouldn't be. That's my issue.
Yeah. Okay. So, wow. These tests over here,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to recommend it because when it comes to what's going on in your body, it sounds like you may have what's called a metabolic syndrome. But there's another test that I would really refer you out to, but I can't. That's not something I could just bless you with today.
Okay.
But when you have a metabolic syndrome, like especially when you had the soy and then you noticed what happened, and see, soy can affect the hormones.
Right.
And there's a lighten up program that we have in the office, but it's not just my program, and it involves special technology, which I don't even own all the rights to. But it's literally, people are guaranteed to lose between 20 and 40 pounds in 40 days. But the way that it does it, and not everybody can do it, but if you're a candidate for it, then you can do it. What happens is it actually measures there's a special test that you do, and it actually measures over 5,000 different things in your body. And then you get specially tailored stuff that prepares your body to be, it like brings it to the optimal level of functioning for detoxification. It's not even a weight loss. Well, we
right.
That's
but I understand the toxic part of
it.
I totally get that.
You get that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I know. I that's why I feel like I'm carrying around all this weight. Is my body says I can't use what you're feeding me, so I'm gonna store it.
And then if you start detoxing, but you're not optimizing your body's ability to flush it out, it'll halt, or it'll stop, or it'll start getting you to have symptoms, and then it makes you sick. And then so that's what this does. This program actually sets your body up, optimizing every organ, cell, and tissue in your body to go into it's like getting out of that Ford Focus and getting into a Ferrari Testarossa, or I don't know, that's 80s.
I wish.
You know what I mean? When it comes to
I know what you mean, though.
whatever the new one is.
That's a great visualization.
Yeah, well, that's what it does in your body, and that's why it's not even a weight loss program. Is not the reason why we brought it into our office. Because, and by the way, this is something that did come up to mind while you were speaking, but you mentioned about like the weight and the diabetes, and the thing is, not everybody who's overweight gets diabetes.
Right.
And the one thing that we know for sure, this is something that you know for sure, if you have diabetes, your pancreas, it's not making healthy, the beta cells are not making enough insulin.
Exactly.
They're not responding properly. So that's a sick pancreas. And a lot of times doctors will help us. They'll go, oh, no, just take your metformin or just take this. Oh, you're healthy. Your blood levels are good. And it's like, how can you be healthy if an organ in your body is failing? And
exactly.
What if it's getting worse? What if it's getting worse? I know what diabetes does to people. And I know how if it progresses, like what happens. And it tends to do that a lot. So this would be definitely come in and take advantage of this gift, because the knowledge you're going to get is just going to empower you completely. And then you can also talk to my wife. She runs the Lighten Up program. That's the one where where she does more of that, the exact, those special tests that it's not even in our office, but it's done through our office. And she'll explain that to you. Okay. But there's definitely, listen, never ever give up hope.
Oh, no.
Whatever it is, we'll help you. If you want us to help you find a way, even an avenue to go in, we're here for you. Okay.
All right. Great. Thanks, Dr. Tony.
Okay. You're welcome.
Thank you, Tony, for that. I know we went a little bit over time, and I know you have to get going. So we're going to say thank you. I'm going to stop the recording, but I'll invite everyone to just stay on a moment. So let's stop the recording.